So Sam, Super League Live this weekend, the headliner against Newcastle Knights. You haven't faced them yet this season, but I know the team do a lot of video prep alongside Freddie. So what are you expecting from this match?
Yeah, it's a lot of guys that we've played before from Northumbria and from Newcastle and Bucks, and also some of my England teammates with the national team. So some of those guys, it's going to be fun to see them again. And they're going to be scrappy. That's how they play. They play with a chip on their shoulder, and they like to work hard. So it's going to be a fun battle, and we're really excited for it.
Is there anyone you're kind of really looking out for already? You mentioned your teammates there from England, so James Ledbury and people like that.
Yeah, Leiters, Kalechi's on that team as well, I think. So, yeah, it's two guys that can figure out how to score points, and it's going to be fun trying to stop them and figure out what they're doing.
What are you looking forward to most about the weekend?
I think just playing in front of home crowd, like all of our UN supporters are so fun to play in front of. They also bring so much energy to the game, so yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Knights are right behind you in the table. What kind of challenges do you expect from them? You said they're quite a scrappy team. They fight for every point. What do you think will be the kind of decider in that game?
Yeah, the table is so tight for those Final Four spots, so it's going to mean a lot to both teams, and it's going to be about who can play consistently through the duration of the match and figure out ways to score and adapt to each other's playing style for sure.
This season's been quite a challenge with a number of your players getting injured. How have the team kind of come together and stayed connected when in quite a challenging time?
Yeah, so it's been quite unfortunate the amount of players that have been injured, but all of the other players have stepped up in trainings and games, so it's been really good to see sort of like the younger players, the first years, stepping up and coming through, so yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of those players stepping up. Obviously you've got a few new players as well, like Molly Clark, for example, playing middle.
Yeah.
So it's quite good for her, I guess, for that experience as well, do you think?
Yeah, definitely, because out year round, we're such a young team, being a university team as well, so it's really good to build the confidence and build players up on court throughout the years as well.
Got a lot of returning players from last year that were freshers or maybe second years, now moving into their third year. You've also got a couple of new players like yourself and Griffin and people like that. What do you think that brings to the team, and how do you think that's worked with the team?
Yeah, I think there's a great balance. We've got a bunch of young guys, like you mentioned, that have come in ready to play and excited to learn from the experienced players. We've got Iraj, who's won the Bucks before. We've got Griffin and I coming over from the States, and other guys that bring really interesting experience. So yeah, it's been a fun mix, coaching up and helping the young guys kind of get to the level that we expect, and then pushing us to be better leaders and better players on and off the court as well.
You're up against Wessex this weekend, aside also down in the relegation zone. Obviously, it's going to be a very big battle, kind of always fighting for those points. What do you think you can expect from this weekend?
Yeah, I think for us, it's like the same as going into any other game. Like, we always go into a game, wanting to give our all, give our best performance. But yeah, I think it's going to be really good to play in front of the crowd again and see what we can do.
Yeah, you mentioned that home crowd. Home sport's a big factor for the team, like you mentioned as well. I've been here at a couple of Bucks games and a couple of other Super League games, and you always bring a nice big crowd in. What's it like playing in front of those fans?
It's so fun because we have such a big volleyball community here, having 8 Bucks teams. So it's so fun just playing in front of all of our friends, like hundreds of people in the volleyball community at Nottingham. So yeah.
Yeah, we keep mentioning that Final Four spot. Is that something you're thinking about every day, or are you just taking it one game at a time?
Yeah, we set goals in the beginning of the season that this is what we want to achieve, and now we're kind of in that phase where it's becoming more important. But definitely, every match is as you go, and one match at a time is really the mentality, because you can't look too far ahead, or else you're going to lose sight of what's right in front of you.
Yeah, sadly, recently Griffin's been injured. He's injured his ankle. How does the team cope with that, with such kind of a big setback for such an important player, both off the court, on the court, a really big kind of leader as well?
It's really tough. He's definitely one of the best, if not the best player in the league throughout this season, and having him go down has been really tough, but he's such a good-spirited person, and just bringing the vibes in the gym. He was with us yesterday in our match, and a lot of people have to step up now, and we have to figure out new ways to play as a team and new ways to score. So it's an exciting new challenge, but a tough one that we're going to have to overcome for sure.
What for yourself personally has been the biggest lesson you've had this year? Obviously, being captain of the team, you've got to kind of keep the girls gelled together, especially like we mentioned with those injuries. What's the biggest thing you've developed on personally?
I think for me, at times this year, I've stepped into a bit of an opposite role, whereas before I'm just classically a middle. So that's been interesting. That's been a big learning lesson, to step out onto the wing a bit more and to take a bit more of a role for the team on court.
Despite the injuries and setbacks, what's been your favourite memory of this year?
That's a tough one. I think it would be playing at home versus Durham. The first time in my time here that we've beat Durham ever in Bucks,
Perfect. Well, good luck for the weekend.
Thank you.